Mr. Eberhart was in the den, reading at his desk, when Mrs. Eberhart came to the door with a worried expression. "That policeman's here," she said. "What policeman?" "The one who brought Roy home the other night. You better come talk to him." Officer Delinko stood in the living room, holding his hat in his hands. "Nice to see you again," he said to Roy's father. "Is something wrong?" "It's about Roy," Mrs. Eberhart cut in. "Possibly," said Officer Delinko. "I'm not certain." "Let's all sit down," suggested Mr. Eberhart. He was trained to remain calm while sorting through loose snippets of information. "Tell us what happened," he said. "Where is Roy? Is he home?" the policeman inquired. "No, he went to a friend's house to work on a science project," Mrs. Eberhart said. "The reason I ask," Officer Delinko said, "is that I spotted a couple of kids on East Oriole a little bit ago. One of them looked like your son, sort of like your son. The weird thing was, first he waved at the police car, and then all of a sudden he ran away." Mr. Eberhart frowned. "Ran away? Doesn't sound like Roy." "Certainly not," Miss Eberhart agreed. "Why would he do that?" "The kids left a bike lying in the street." "Well, it's not Roy's. His bike has a flat," Roy's mother announced. "Yes, I remember," the policeman said. "We had to order a new tire," Mr. Eberhart added. Officer Delinko nodded patiently. "I know it's not Roy's bicycle. This one was stolen from Trace Middle School early this afternoon, shortly after classes let out." "You're sure?" Mr. Eberhart asked. "Yes, sir. I found it when I radioed in the serial number." The room fell silent. Roy's mother looked gravely at Roy's father, then fixed her gaze upon the policeman. "My son is no thief," she said firmly. "I'm not making any accusations," said Officer Linko. "The boy who was running away looked like Roy, but I can't say for sure. I'm only checking with you folks because you're his parents and, well, this is part of my job." The policeman turned to Roy's father for support. "Being in law enforcement, Mr. Eberhart, I'm sure you understand." "I do," Roy's father mumbled distractedly. "How many kids did you see on the road?" "At least two, possibly three." "And they all took off?" "Yes, sir." Officer Lincoln was trying to be as professional as possible. Perhaps someday he would apply to become an FBI agent, and Mr. Eberhart could put in a good word for him. "And how many bicycles?" Mr. Eberhart was asking. "Just one. It's in the car if you want to take a look." Roy's parents followed the policeman out to the driveway, where he opened the Crown Victoria's trunk. "See?" Officer Delinko motioned toward the stolen bicycle, which was a blue beach cruiser model. "I don't recognize it," said Mr. Eberhart. "How about you, Lizzie?" Roy's mother swallowed hard. It looked like the same bike ridden by Roy's new friend, Beatrice, when she accompanied him home from school. Before Mrs. Eberhart could collect her thoughts, Officer Delinko said, "Oh, I almost forgot. How about this?" He reached into a pocket and took out what appeared to be a torn-off shirt sleeve. "You found that with the bicycle?" Mr. Eberhart asked. "Nearby." Officer Delinko was fudging a little bit. The construction site actually was several blocks from where he'd spotted the kids. "Does it look familiar?" he asked the Eberharts, holding up the ragged strip of fabric. "Not to me," Roy's father replied. "Lizzie?" Mrs. Eberhart appeared relieved. "Well, it's definitely not Roy's," she informed Officer Delinko. "He doesn't own any green clothes." "What color shirt was the boy wearing when he ran off?" Mr. Eberhart asked. "I couldn't tell," the patrolman admitted. "He was too far away." They heard the phone ring, and Roy's mother hurried inside to answer it. Officer Delinko leaned closer to Roy's father and said, "I apologize for bothering you folks with this. Like you were saying, it's all part of the job." Mr. Eberhart remained polite, even though he knew the policeman wasn't telling him everything about the green rag. "Speaking of jobs," Officer Delinko said, "you remember the other night when I brought Roy home with his flat tire?" "Of course. And all that nasty weather?" "Yes, I remember," Mr. Eberhart said patiently. "Did you happen to mention anything about you writing up a letter for me?" "Well, what kind of a letter?" "To our police chief," Officer Delinko said. "No biggie, just a note for the permanent file, saying you folks appreciated me helping out your boy. Something along those lines." "And this note should be sent to the chief?" "Or to the captain. Even my sergeant would be okay." "Roy didn't ask you?" "Not that I recall," said Mr. Eberhart. "Well, you know how kids are. He probably forgot." "What's your sergeant's name? I'll see what I can do." Roy's father made no effort to conceal his lack of enthusiasm. He was running out of tolerance for this pushy young cop. "Thanks a million," Officer Delinko said, pumping Mr. Eberhart's hand. "Every little bit helps when you're trying to get ahead. And something like this, coming from a federal agent such as yourself." But he didn't get the chance to give his sergeant's name to Mr. Eberhart. For at that very moment, Mrs. Eberhart burst out of the front door, carrying a purse in one hand and a jangling set of car keys in the other. "Lizzie, what's the matter?" Mr. Eberhart called out. "What's on the phone?" "The emergency room," she cried breathlessly. "Roy's been hurt."